Welcome back to The Boring Accountant. If you're new here, this is a channel that breaks down money, tax, running a small business in New Zealand. It's going to be in plain English for Kiwis and small business owners. If that sounds like you, do me a favour, hit subscribe. It's free and it just keeps the boring stuff coming. Today I want to cover off AI, and specifically where I would actually let it near your business and the lines I wouldn't even cross. Now, I've spent the best part of 20 years doing the books for farmers, tradies and small business owners across New Zealand. So when something new turns up, promising to save time and money, my first thought isn't always excitement. It's right. What's the catch? Who's going to get burnt? AI is the latest of one of those, and honestly, most of the hype around it is rubbish. But underneath the noise, there's a genuinely useful tool here, if you know which jobs to give it and which ones to keep it well away from. So let me walk you through it. 5 jobs I'd happily hand it, and the hard nosed. Number 1, emails, especially the ones that you keep putting off. Now, every business owner has a list of messages they're avoiding. The overdue invoice chase, the reply to a shirty customer, the quote follow-ups that's been sitting there for a fortnight. This is the safest and most useful thing that AI does. You tell it the situation and the tone you want, and it gets you from a blank screen to a near finished draft in seconds. You read it, you fix the bit that don't sound like you, and you send it. It's not writing better than you, it's getting you past the bit where you stall. And I'd let it near this all day long. Turning what you know into content, but with a hand firmly on the steering wheel. You've been in your trade now for years. You know how things work, you know your customers, and you know what your customers need to understand. And that knowledge is the raw material, that blog post, your website, the newsletter you keep meaning to start. AI is good at this, but only as the writer, not the expert. You're the expert. The expertise has to be yours. If you ask it to invent content about something it doesn't understand, you'll get something that sounds confident but is quietly wrong. Talk through what you know, let it do the shaping, and the result is genuinely yours. Making sense of a long document. Yes, to understand, not to decide. Many business owners are buried in reading supplier contracts, insurance policies, the new IID rule. A lease you're expected to have an opinion on by Friday. You can paste the document in and ask it for the key points in plain English, or what to be wary of before you sign. Now that could save you real time, but here's the line, and it's an important one. Use it to understand the document faster, but never to make the decision. It can misread things, and it knows nothing about your actual situation, so it could get it wrong. Get on top of the document with it, then take your real questions to your accountant, your lawyer or other professional. Number 4, writing your social posts. It is a job that most small business owners quietly dread. You know you should be posting on Facebook, Instagram or wherever your customers are, but actually sitting down to write the things is miserable. So it doesn't happen. Then 6 weeks go by and the page looks dead. Now this is genuinely good use for AI. You take one idea, a job that's finished, a question a customer keeps asking, or a seasonal reminder, and AI turns into a handful of posts in your voice. A finished fencing job becomes a before and after caption. A common "do I need to sort this before winter" question becomes a helpful post that quietly shows that you know your stuff. But the trick here is the same as before. Give it the substance, let it handle the wording, and you'll get tens of posts out in one afternoon instead of staring at an empty box every week. Now don't get me wrong, you still need to read each one and make sure it sounds like you and not like a marketing robot. But a page that's actually alive does quietly bring the work in. Number 5, wording out something that you type 40 times a year. Now every business in the world has writing that repeats. The standard quote intro, the job done text, the same explanation you've typed 200 times before. Once you've shown it your style, AI can churn out consistent versions of these quickly. Now, for a business that maybe doesn't have an admin person and no spare hours, this is where the time actually adds up. Not one big saving, but 10 minutes off a dozen small jobs each week. Now, the lines that I definitely wouldn't cross. Here's the part the hype merchants skip. As an accountant, these are the hard nerves. Number 1, never let it do your numbers, your GST, your tax, your payroll, or anything with a dollar sign. It is confidently, plausibly wrong, often enough that I wouldn't trust it with a single calculation without checking it myself. Number 2, never paste in something that you wouldn't email. Clients' details, IID numbers, or personal information. You've got to remember that this is not a vault. Number 3, never let it replace the advice. It's not your accountant and it's not your lawyer. It is the first draft of a decent explainer. The judgment and the signature will stay with you. So that's the picture. AI isn't magic and it isn't a threat. It's a keen junior who does the quick first draft and occasionally gets things badly wrong. But used for the right handful of jobs, with you still holding the pen, it will quietly give you a few hours back each week. If you found this useful, give it a like and subscribe. It genuinely helps my channel. And tell me in the comments, what's the number 1 job your business would hand to AI tomorrow? I may just turn it into the next video. I've also put together a free pack of the exact prompts that I talked about above. The link is in the description below. Till next time.